Welcome, everybody. Birdie here, the recycled hippie chick. I'm glad you came to join me. I'm working on another one of Nonnie's pages in her poem book, Altered Book for Poems. I'm going to kind of show you because I've done a few things ahead of you. I know some things you have to just get bored with watching, like me gluing bits and pieces to the page. So I'm going to run back to the beginning and show you what I have so far. Ta-da! Blank page. Blank page. Finish this one. Poem. We'll slide down in here. Blank page. Just some pretties with an envelope. Poem will go in there. Blank page. This one over here, I am going to put the words fiddly-dee, fiddly-dee. I'll think about that tomorrow, says Scarlett O'Hara. Yes, I know that sounds strange, but Nonnie has some quotes that she says over and over, and so I'm trying to remember some of those, and I'm putting those in this book. This unties, opens up, and she can put a poem inside of there. This one's not done. I just sewed a little piece over here to stick a poem in there. Another one, little tuck spot, little butterfly. I had glued a napkin back here and then just a magazine picture over the top of it. Blank page. Some of these I'm putting gesso on so they'll be ready when you do them with me. These two pages here, I have cut a notch out. You know what? I have a shadow right here from my selfie stick sticking out that's bothering me. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, I cut a notch out. I'm going to glue these down so that this will be a tuck spot here for a poem. Just painted this paper black. Oh my gosh. Purple. Glued a piece of tan material down with a magazine. Little chunk of lace, lace, lace. Put some buttons on it. Just cutesy stuff here. Tuck spot for a poem. This is the one we're going to work on here in just a jiff. Tuck spot for a poem. I put pattern, glued pattern down first with Mod Podge, then went over it with paint, splattered, put a little magazine picture on, old book page. I colored some of the leaves and flowers, and then I sprinkled some glitter on while the Mod Podge was wet. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a little bit of glitter on there. Did a little stamp over here in the corner. Okay, this here's not done yet. Some of these things I will do after I play with you tonight because I will have to clamp down and glue will have to dry. So I Mod Podged napkin on each side here. Glued a doily down. Then I'm going to glue these together. I'm going to glue this ribbon across the top here just for a little bit of finish where I cut it, and then there will be two tuck pages here for poems. This one's not done yet, not done yet, not done yet. Okay, so that's where we're at. So here we are. I'm going to grab my book that I found. I want to show you what I did. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I look back through my art journals and go, oh my gosh, did I do that? I kind of impress myself. Usually when I'm doing them at the time, they don't really, get me too much. But then when I put them on a shelf and go back later, I actually love them. This is one that I did that I really like. And I just glued a bunch of the giblets on there. And then I put my focal point on. This is a stencil with some texture paste. Went over it with a little bit of what? Probably black watered down black paint or ink. Anyway, I'm going to kind of recreate that on this page here for Nonnie. And I'm going to use this little girl here as my focal point. And these background pages, I smear my leftover paint on. I have a piece here, and I don't know if you can see, it's got a little glittery something or another on it. I cut little wings out that I'm going to put behind her. Wow, phooey, that might be kind of big. Anyway, I wanted to cut one out with you so you could see that I'm just using scrap paper. My background paper, I save it all, I put it in a file, and then I go back and use it for such as this. I don't know if you can see that on this video, but I just love the little, it's a glittery spray that I spray over things a lot of times just to finish it off. Glimmer mist, I think is what it's called. And I love it. So, that's my other little wing. I will probably cut those down a little bit. What do you think? Those are kind of chubby. Let me just take a little bit off. And see what that looks like. A little better. Just a little bit too chubby, aren't they? I know I have that problem. Okay. So, I don't like that it's going over here. Ah! I'm just going to have to take off more than what I thought. There we go. Yeah. I just didn't want it going over onto that other page. So, I want the little point on there though. Was I cutting that off camera? There we go. Cute enough. What do you think? Okay, now, what I think I'm going to do first is spray a little bit of color spray on the back of that and do some stamp and stenciling. Let's do a little bit of stamp and stenciling first. Okay. I'm just going to dab, 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 not care where I put it, just to get a little bit of texture on there. And you know what? We need a little bit of book text on there. It's not complete without a little bit of a book text, right? There we go. Or script, I guess you would call that. Script writing. Okay. Now, I want to spray a little bit of colored ink, because I'm going to go around her. I'm only going to spray some ink on this side because I'm going to go around her with some white gelato when I'm done. And this ink that I'm going to spray, this Dilutions, is water soluble, I believe. It leaks through. I don't care what you put on it. It leaks through it. So I'm just doing that. Shoot, Nonnie is going to have a fit if this is messy because she's not grunge like I am. Okay. Okay, I have finished drying that. I have my stencil and my modeling paste. I'm going to, let's see here, my first row of dots I just want to do with white. Yikes. So let's just get after that. I'm going to do one row of white, and then I'm going to do another row of pink, and I will have to put some paint in my modeling paste. And make it, oh shoot. You guys, those of you who do this, look at my arm. Okay, I'm not going to stop this and start it over. You're just going to see me the good, bad, and the ugly tonight. Those of you who do this and make it look so simple, congratulations. It's not as simple as you make it, by golly. Okay, now, how are we going to do our next row with this being still wet? Let's put a scab on it real quick. See if that's at least scabbed over. Yeah, okay. The next one, I want it to be down a little bit. How do we know if it's straight? We don't. We're just doing it, and if it's not straight, we'll just say we did it like that on purpose. I don't know if I've told you guys before or if you've heard this from other people, but when you are done with your stencil and this stuff, go wash it, because that stuff dries on there like cement. I am so sloppy. My goal is to have this book done by Tuesday and to deliver it to Nonnis. It's taken longer than I had expected. Yay! Okay, scab that over. Okay, I am just so nervous about getting that ink on the cover of my book. You know, normally in my pages, I don't care. But Nonnie, you know, she's not going to want to see it grunged up at 93. She probably wants to look at things a little more neat and tidy. So I'm trying to, I should have never used that ink in this book, guys. I'm trying to keep it halfway decent for her. Okay. Some of you have a fancy schmancy craft mat, okay? Yay, go you if you do. I have to use my baking Silpat that you put on your cookie sheets because I don't have a fancy schmancy craft mat. Okay, my next layer is going to be pink. So I'm going to get a little bit of this texture paste out, put it in my little tray here. Put some pink paint in it. Stir it up. And voila, tinted modeling paste. I keep wanting to call it texture paste. I don't know what the difference is. All right, good enough. Now, what do we do with our stencil? Now we are going to make another row. So I want to go back up. like that. And this one's going to be pink. I don't know how old you guys are out there. Of course, Nonnie being 93, she has seen a lot of old movies. One of them, her little quote that she says is, "Wait for baby, you sons of bitches." And so she tells me when I'm playing cards with her and I get a little too excited and start drawing before it's my turn, she'll say, "Wait for baby." And so I'm going to put that quote in here somewhere. And she also says, "Too bad, Chicky died." So I got to show you. I made this little tag out of a card because you know she likes to play cards. And it says, "Too bad, Chicky died." Isn't that cute? She'll get a kick out of that. Okay, let's do another one. And we're going to have some modeling paste left over. I can tell you I made too much. So I will take it over to the other end of my table and I will stencil it onto my smush paper down there so it can have overnight to dry. And that will go in my file for background papers for another time. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and I shall return. Okay. Now, I don't want to do anything without you knowing what I did. So while I was drying this, this is so smeary and so, you know, messy, that purple spray, that I went ahead and sprayed texture, what do you call it? Workable fixative all over it. Let me show you the can. It's called Workable Fixative. You can spray that on whatever you're doing so that it kind of seals it so that whatever you do on top of it doesn't smear. Like I'm about to Mod Podge over here and glue something down, and I don't want that Mod Podge to be smearing that purple spray. So I did spray some Workable Fixative on it. Now, next I'm going to put our little girl down. And I'm going to cut some of her off because I need to scoot her over so her wings aren't hanging down in the ditch here. Okay. Let's get to Mod Podging. I'm telling you guys, I got to make a run to Hobby Lobby because this is it. This is the bottom of my Mod Podge barrel. I got like this much left in it. So when it's gone, it's gone. I did put some wax paper between my pages because when I was blow drying it with my heat gun, it heated up the Mod Podge on the other side and was making them stick together. So I did go ahead and stick some wax paper back there. Okay, how are we going to do this? Let's start at the bottom so we can line her up. And we'll work our way up. Scrappy, you gotta go, girl. She's over here pawing at my arm, wanting my attention, and messing up my Mod Podge game here. So last night I had some friends. Most of them were new friends. One of them was a customer, Polly. If you're watching, hi Polly. I know she said she mentioned last night. Look at that. That darn stuff comes right through that Workable Fixative and is smearing. So I'm going to try to not get too much outside of my girl. Anyway, Polly did mention that she had watched some or one of my videos. So she's an old friend. She's actually one of my gardening clients. And my old friend Deb, who I have known for, geez, 35 years, believe it or not. Can't believe I've lived in Kansas and have friends that I can say I've known for 35 years. Anyway, they came over last night and we had Bible study here in my art studio. So that was kind of fun. A little bit chilly on our feet, but it was fun to get together with other women and ask questions about what we're reading at the moment in the Bible. We kind of discussed that we would all kind of be reading in John, so some of our questions somebody else would already be familiar with and had already read. Look at that smearing. Dag nabbit. Well, we're just going to say beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Like Lori Marie Jenkins says, we embrace the smear. Anyway, it was a good time. I think what I enjoyed the most were just women getting together and fellowshipping. I'm going to wipe it. I don't like the smears. I'm not embracing the smears. Sorry, Lori Marie. I'm not embracing my smears. I did come to the conclusion that me and my other friend Kim, my new friend, I've known her from years back. I worked with her in a food ministry, but I never really got to know her because, you know, when you're handing out food, you're taking care of business and you don't really get a chance to know the people. So I'm getting to know Kim, and we decided that we are on the toddler level on learning the Bible. When you explain something to us, you got to explain it to us like we're a kid. Oh, dag nabbit, you guys, look what I'm doing. I'm gabbing at you, and I'm not getting my angel wings stuck in. So let's get them angel wings on there. Anyway, we decided we're both on the toddler level. I'm going to have to be quiet for a minute because I got to concentrate. Whew. That was a close call, wasn't it? So, anyway, on with my story. I have come to the conclusion that I need a children's Bible so I can understand what I'm reading. Whatever version they do the kids' Bible with, I think will be right up my alley. And I'm serious. I'm not pulling your leg. I'm completely serious about getting a little kid's Bible. But whatever it takes, right? I cannot believe that that workable fixative didn't, that red, purple dilutions came right through it. Came right through it. Okay, now I'm going to see if this is dry enough that maybe I can just knock some of these rough tops off. Very lightly and gently. Kind of hard because I'm trying to keep my arm out of your view and my face off the camera. It's like right at my nose, hanging over the top of this. I'm going to dab, dab, dab the dust off because it's not blowing. Look at that. I cannot believe that. Blows me away that didn't seal that up. Okay, now I want to, what do I want to do? How do I want to do my little shading? See, isn't that crazy that I don't remember how I did this? I want to do this shading. I think I'm going to do it with watercolor. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go down through here. Let's just try one. With my chubby, what is this thing called? It's called a woody. A Stabilo woody. I'm going to see what happens on a couple of these. If I smear that on and then go over it with a brush of water. What do you think about that? Let's see how that works out for us. Scrappy, what do you want? Not too shabby. I think I'll go ahead and do them all like that. Some of them are not all the way dry. I can feel it underneath. It's not quite solid yet. Oop. Nope, that one's definitely not. Anyway, back to my Bible study. I miss my mom. My mom's been gone in February. It'll be 4 years. And she was like my Billy Graham. You know, you guys are going to get so sick of me talking about my mama and my dad. But she was like my Billy Graham. I mean, if I was reading and I had a question about something, I could call her and know she would have the answer. And if she didn't, she'd spend the next week looking it up. And I don't have her anymore. And I should have used that time that I had with her to learn as much as I could Because you know what? It says in the Bible that you're supposed to listen to your elders. And guess who's an elder now? Me. So I should be having my stuff together. So when young people ask me a question, I can help them. And I'm still like, you know, a baby. Let me get my children's Bible and look that up for you. Let me get back with you on that tomorrow. I need to know what I'm doing. So there you have it. I miss my mama. She made me crazy when she was here, and I miss her when she's gone. I don't know if you guys have lost your parents, but that's the way it is for me. She drove me nuts, and now I want her back. No, I don't want her back, because that's selfish. She is where she has always wanted to be. That's all she's talked about, is going to heaven for as long as I can remember. She could not wait. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Ta-da! Let me dry that. Okay, now I want to get my stamps out and my stamp pad. And I want to put wisdom going down through there. W. Hope it's dry enough. Not really, but impatient that I am. Back over here. Let's get our white gelato out and do some shading around this little girl. Just to bring her out from that, you know, she's blending in too much. So I want to bring her out with some white shadows. And you know, you can do whatever you want. I have no clue what I'm doing. I just enjoy doing it. We are all just figuring it out as we go along. I can't get down in the ditch here. I don't have any idea what this tool is, but boy, I use it for a lot of stuff. It's real sharp on this end. And then on this end, there's like a hook. It's made for something. I don't know. I got it in some sale or something, or clean out, or... But boy, I use it quite often. For whatever, for everything wrong, I'm sure. Alright, now, I'm just going to dampen my finger. Tap it off. I just want it damp because these gelatos are, yeah, that's too much, are just activated by water, and I'm wanting to just see my dry fingers doing a better job. I'm just wanting to blend that out and lighten around her. And if this doesn't work, then I will go in with my black Stabilo. And darken it if the light doesn't work. May have to go over it a couple times. But screwing up is not an option because this is not my art journal. You know, this is for somebody. So it has to be a success. So we'll just keep working it till it is a success. Failure is not an option here, people. Let me tell you about failure. Let me whine here for a little bit. I have several things. I have started an Etsy shop. I've answered all the questions, and I've gotten to the point where it says post your pictures. So I have several things that I wanted to put on there. I came out with my phone. I have a Samsung Galaxy S7. I came out, took my pictures of what I wanted to sell. Went back in, got my little cord, plugged it into my Apple Mac, what is it called? MacBook Air. And it's supposed to pop up, you know, saying, hey, you have things here you need to download. Well, it didn't. So I Google it. You know, I call my friend Debbie, who used to be my IT girl, except for things have, you know, risen above her now. And she always tells me, Google it, see if there's a YouTube video on it. So I didn't even call her. I went straight to Google. I looked for a video on how to do it, and it was telling me I needed to download some app. I did that. That didn't work. I got another app. Believe it or not, the second app worked, except for when I went in to open them up, it only showed 10 of them. Why? Because this app is only free for 10 pictures. After that, you have to pay for it. So, I have no idea how to get my pictures from my phone over to the computer. It's for some reason, I run into every roadblock trying to do this that you can imagine. Isn't she cute? Can you see that she's kind of defined? Can you see wisdom over here? I'm going to have to darken it up. So, I'm stuck. I don't have a friend that has an Apple, so I don't have somebody that I can go, you know, confide in. Hey, what am I doing wrong or whatever. I'm going to stabilo around the edges. Like really stabilo. I'm going to really darken it. So I'm kind of stuck. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to give up. But man, I really want to do this. Did you guys run across all these troubles getting started with your channels and stuff? If anybody out there's watching me that has their own, you know, Etsy shop and videos and all that, did you guys run into roadblock after roadblock like this? I'm now, what I'm thinking about doing is just bringing my computer out here and taking the picture with the dang computer. And then seeing if that works. If I can get it over to Etsy from there. Scrappy, I'm not talking to you, so give it up and go lay back over in your dog lounge area. I'm talking to the YouTube world. Yeah, I'm talking to the YouTube world. My new friends. Yeah, Scrap. My only friends are not dogs anymore. I got new friends out in YouTube world. I know Lori Marie Jenkins has a pet bed right up on her work surface, and her dog Hudson, of course, he's perfect. He just lays there and sleeps the whole time. You know, she doesn't have crazy dogs that... He barks every once in a while, but man, my dogs bark at every little thing, and it's usually at nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like the other day, the propane guy came to fill the propane tank. They never once made a noise at him. But nothing goes by, and they run and bark. One jumps and runs and barks, and then the other ones run and bark, looking just at the air like, what are we barking at? Oh my gosh. I'm telling you. It's enough to make me crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's call this one complete. What do you think? I will probably wait till it dries, because I'll have to go over those again, and then I'll spray some of that little glitter on there. I hate to go to another page, because I really have to let it dry, because you know I will shut this book and they'll stick together if I try to do another page. So let's let this dry. I'm going to download this one, make it a video, and then tomorrow, if I have time, we'll return to this project, okay? Bye-bye from Birdie, guys.